But I just want to explain how draconian this law is, this 2098 in the state of California. Literally would be the case that if I was evaluating a patient, let's say you come in, you're my patient, and you come in and you say, the CDC is recommending that I get this new Omicron vaccine, this bivalent vaccine. I'm concerned because what I'm reading suggests that it was only studied on mice. And if I say anything other than standard, what would it be? Standard empty slogans as specified by the academic and the bureaucratic structure, which would be, you're over 60 years old, it's recommended that you get this booster. If I said,
follow the proto.
If I said, for instance, you're right, it was studied on mice. I'm probably going to recommend it to my patients over 65, certainly over 75. I think it's worth the risk. There is antecedent, very, very similar vaccines in influenza. And this is sort of how we do it with influenza every year. We don't test it necessarily in humans every year. So there's a protocol out there. But if you were 30 years old, I would say, there was just a study that came out in circulation this week that suggested that in men under 40, the risk of myocarditis is 5 times higher from the Moderna vaccine than from COVID itself. Right there, that would qualify as misinformation, even though it's factually accurate. It's merely me discussing what's available in the medical literature with my patient. Let's say that patient was angry for some reason. That patient could make an anonymous complaint to the state. And he or she could go home and go, you know what, mom and dad and brother and sister, you guys, I'd like you to make the complaint too. Here's what my complaint is. Why don't you modify a little bit? I heard something you said in the public the other day I didn't like either. So add that to it. Each one of those complaints would be dealt with as though a police report had been filed for a criminal action. It will require a full response with citations and will take months and months and may require hiring an attorney for each case. That is what they are doing. It is absolutely out of control. Now, I'm sure they're going to say, oh, no, would never use it like that. Of course they don't intend it. That's how these laws have unintended effect. It will be absolutely chilling on the practice of medicine. It'll become almost impossible to practice medicine the way we are trained to, which is to use our objective reasoning, to share our ideas with our patients, and to come up with the best possible recommendation for that particular patient, for that particular circumstance.